Hi, this is Rainbow Abegg. Welcome back to my channel. If you're family and you've already subscribed and you've been here, and if you're new, I'm really delighted to spend some time with you. We're going to tackle a tough topic today, and that is when to leave a relationship. When is a relationship kind of ran its course, you have enough information, and it's time to get out. Not an easy thing for people to do. We bond in relationships, even in toxic ones. So hopefully this information will help guide you through possibly one of the biggest decisions you'll ever need to make. Healthy relationships give us emotional regulation and support. Doesn't mean that we have to agree with our partner on everything, but there's a certain level of respect and where you're conspiring to actually work together to create a unit and to be able to have a strength and a stronghold where you're really better together. You have your individuality, but you also create a third aspect, your partner, you, and the relationship. Within that bond, within a healthy bond, you'll be able to grow. You'll be able to explore yourself, develop, reach goals, and to be able to maximize the things that are important to you and really keep growing and discovering yourself. That's what it looks like from a healthy perspective. And an unhealthy relationship pretty much helps to disintegrate the person that you are. There's not going to be the growth. Unhealthy relationships are very dysregulating. Sometimes that can just be very chronic, like a low-grade breakdown. And sometimes it's more obvious when there's abuse in a relationship. In a lot of families, you're just not allowed to feel a full bandwidth of emotions. A lot of times there's a lot of shame into submission. Maybe you're not allowed to feel anger. You might not even be allowed to feel excited. A lot of kids are shushed. And so not having a full bandwidth of emotion actually constricts people. So being able to learn to be a full emotional person also is what a healthy relationship will help you to grow into. These unhealthy relationships often mimic the dysfunctional part of our relationships that we saw as children growing up. And again, this stuff can be very subtle. A lot of people that I work with, and I love doing couples coaching and helping the couples, especially in struggle, identify their own background beliefs and what they're bringing to the relationship. I'm all for trying to save relationships. Relationships are investments in our life. We put time into people. We bond with people. And so being able to save a coupleship when possible is really an important aspect. What it really takes is two people that are open to the process of growing. I don't see conflict as the problem. Conflict is actually healthy, and it's how you learn how to resolve, how you handle things in a relationship that will ultimately help decide if it's even repairable. So what we're really going to talk about today is what a healthy relationship looks like. So you know, if you're not in that and you've taken the steps to really evaluate and work towards being able to resolve the issues, if you're just at a complete dead end in your relationship, then hopefully some of these tips will help you to make a difficult decision. Relationships can be repaired. That's ultimately the skill you're looking for. Do you have the ability to build better communication skills? We all have different attachment styles. We all have different wounds. We come from different backgrounds. So your core values might not align, but a lot of these things are actually pliable. We can learn skills. We can become better. We can deal with our own stuff and bring a better front to the relationship ourselves. Now, if you have two people that are willing to work on that, you've got something pretty dynamic. The one thing that I would tell you right out of the gate is if there is any abuse in the relationship, it may be physical, it may be emotional, it could be spiritual, it could be financial, anything that feels degrading or oppressive, then that needs to be addressed. There's a lot of helps usually worldwide in our societies. I know at least in the States, we have the National Domestic Abuse Hotline, so there's resources available to get more education on that. I do believe relationships can be saved if there's abuse, if both parties are doing the work. But if safety is an issue, please get out and become safe. Safety is number one. So if there's any abuse, I believe that's the perfect time to actually get yourself in a safe place. And even if it's a temporary ending, get out, get safe. And then if it's feasible to work on the relationship, and if people are willing to change, again, it goes back to skill building and healing those parts of us. So number one thing is please get yourself in a safe place. There is no reason to have abuse in any level in any relationship. There was a time in my life when I had a boyfriend who seemed to have escalate into anger very quickly over very simple things, and it would throw me off. But there was another part of him that was very loving, and so there was this dichotomy in his personality. But one night when he was triggered by something pretty simple, he ended up pushing me twice, and he pushed me hard. And that was a point where I realized I couldn't go down that road. And the reason I'm telling this story is because I had to leave him, but it didn't mean I still didn't love him. So you are capable of leaving someone you love if a safety issue is involved. So again, just kind of sharing with you, that's a really important aspect of a relationship. Now, again, as we're dealing with conflict and we're moving forward, a lot of this is going to be your own internal work. What are your belief systems? I want you to look at your core values. If you actually value like a monogamous relationship, then don't stay with a cheater. And if you value saving money, and don't be with someone that has a gambling addiction. So what are your core values? Do you like to do outdoor stuff? Now, I'm not saying couples can't be different from each other. A lot of times being different is actually healthy as well. But know yourself, know your core values, and see if that you're seeking a relationship, hopefully, that gives you fulfillment. So anything that feels completely breaking of your value system is probably not going to be a relationship that at least will be easy. And if it violates your core values, it's probably just not going to work. But do know you can leave someone and still love them. You're not here to fix anybody. In fact, you can't anyway. People come into relationships with an attachment style, with their own history, with their own understanding. We all have like a different window that we look out of in life. And so your job is to become the best version of yourself. A relationship, a good relationship, will actually support that. Whenever I hear somebody say, I don't do drama, I'm always like, red flag, that person probably does drama, because it's what their attention's on. And so if you don't do drama, what that means is you're actually involved with yourself, working on yourself. You keep yourself in check. You know when you're triggered. You're curious enough about yourself to find out what's deeper inside. I love working with couples because you can teach couples what's really going on in the relationship, where it kind of keeps going off the track if both people are wanting to jump in and do the work. So do you have a willing partner? Relationships take effort. It's an investment. If you have someone that's willing to work with you, then keep doing the work. If you have someone that is not willing to look at themselves, they have no interest in changing, and it's not healthy, then it's probably a really good time for you to assess if it's time to get out. A difficult decision, I get that. We'll do a video also on breakups and how to survive them, because heartbreak is a lot of times what people are trying to avoid. So staying in a relationship that's not healthy is also avoidance. Again, that's going to be your work inside, and you don't have to have it all figured out. If you're not in a healthy relationship, then hopefully the guidelines will help you assess that so you can make that difficult decision. And I don't believe we necessarily get over people, but we can get strong enough to move forward. Life that's moving forward is a life that you will treasure, and you'll be able to gain maximum parts of yourself in the experience. Every relationship can help you grow. Here's some tips for you. I've got some visuals. Trust. Trust needs to be strong in a relationship. If someone has shown you through the history they can't be trusted, that would definitely be a clue when it's time to get out of a relationship. If you cannot heal it and mend and have a trusting relationship, really without trust you haven't got a relationship. So look for trust. Can that be rebuilt? Do you have it? Are you friends? This is such an important part of a relationship. Do you actually like the person you're with? Do you guys have a resonance? So look for that too. If you're not friends and you don't feel that kind of comfort level with the person that you're in a relationship with, you can't develop it, might be time to move on. Respect. You want to be in a relationship where you feel like that respect is there. Respect for your opinion, respect for you as a person, respect for your space and your things, your ideas, no put downs. So respect. Respect is such a basic core value of a healthy relationship. Again, I touched on this a couple of times. You need to feel safe. Feeling safe in a relationship is basic. If you don't feel safe, I would seriously reevaluate that relationship. Get some help or get out. Core values, that's another important one. Like we talked about, do you have enough in common that you have compatibility? Every relationship that you're going to leave may not be because it's dramatic or toxic. You may just not be in the right relationship. A lot of times you'll be able to find out through your core values. Do you value one another? So in other words, your differentness. Can you have different politics or different beliefs about a higher power or different beliefs even about how you handle laundry? That's going to be the real skill in the relationship. Core values match enough, but your differentness can also be respected and accepted because you really do get to accept the person that you're with. Loyalty. Loyalty in a relationship. What does that mean to you? Do you have it? Does that person actually get you? Do they want to back you? A relationship where someone forms unhealthy alliances against you, either they turn their friends against you, their family, co-workers, that's a toxic relationship. That's not healthy. So you want to look for loyalty and also no gaslighting, taking and putting you in a story where you feel like you are into some crazy making stuff. Own your own stuff. If both people are doing that, that relationship is probably going to be able to make it. But if you are projecting or the other person is, and their stuff becomes your stuff, the boyfriend I told you about would lose his temper, and then he would say, if he got that angry, then it's both people's problems. Both persons' problems. Anyway, he couldn't own his stuff, and I'm like, who lives in that world? Like, you get to behave badly and somehow it becomes everybody else's problem. So own your own stuff. That's going to take self-awareness, doing the work, and hopefully your partner can do the same. That can make a huge difference. If you don't have that and you're being blamed for everything, then again, probably time to get out. And last, I can't say this enough, no abuse. Not on any level. It's not acceptable in a relationship. Love yourself enough to have a no abuse tolerance policy. If you have abuse, you both can acknowledge it, get some help, heal the relationship. If that's not going to be healed, please, for your own safety, get out, get yourself some help so you don't end up repeating that cycle. You deserve to be loved and valued. The world is full of millions, billions of people. So if you're not in a relationship that's honoring you, please honor yourself first. Make a decision. Be smart about ending relationship. I'm not saying do this while you're triggered and in an emotional moment. Find your groundedness, find your center, find your spiritual center where your intuition and your inner guidance can actually help you to know what is best for you. Amazing things can happen in relationships and they can be healed. Like I said, I'm pro healing relationships. But if you're in a relationship that is hurting, it's toxic, please get out. Please like, subscribe, and share. Get this message out. Let's build a stronger world by increasing our own insight, value, and healing, and then go out and share that with others. I'll see you again soon, and have a wonderful day and lots of blessings to you. Bye-bye.